This is a tier list for the non-royal units in Omniheroes. The first hero I want to talk about is Emily. She used to be one of the worst hero in the game, but gradually she's getting better, and now she's one of the best hero. If you look at Azu's guide, you will know that Emily is actually the highest score. There are heroes above her, but all the heroes above are royal heroes. She has the same overall rating with Lancelot, but Emily is way easier to get because she's the first generation of heroes, and those heroes are in general easier to get. They are available in selectors, and you can even buy her in Yggdrasil shop here. Now, the reason Emily is getting a lot better is because there has been many corrode related heroes that are really broken that's being released. The best example is Tsukuyomi. So Tsukuyomi, she will grant your team really powerful stats, as well as you can steal enemy stats based on the number of corrode you applied to the enemy teams. But Tsukuyomi herself cannot apply corrode. So she really needs someone who can apply corrode really fast and, more importantly, increase the limit of corrode stack, because as we know, corrode only stack up to 5 times by default. And the only two heroes that can increase the number of corrode stack are Dullahan and Emily. Yeah, just like Dullahan, Emily can increase the limit of corrode stack by 5. And she's also one of the faster Mystifier heroes with 115 speed. Another thing is, Emily's exclusive room is very strong. Even at epic level, she can unlock an ability that, at start of the battle, Emily applies 5 stack of corrode to all enemies. This is very important because it happens at the beginning of the battle, and the enemies might not get the chance to apply their HP buff or gain Holy Shield from their relic, and there's a chance that you can one-shot the enemy team before they get to take action, and that's gonna be really broken. And on top of this, she also increased the crow damage to all allies by 50%. I actually don't recommend getting her exclusive rune to legendary if your resources are limited, because it just increase the crow damage and add a random effect that counter fortitude for whatever reason. Epic one is most worth it, and keep in mind this is not an D&D hero, and she's actually one of the heroes that's easiest to get, which brings me to the point about the non-royal heroes. Even though some of them are really good, better than a lot of royal heroes, you still don't want to focus on them too much because you will get them naturally from the summons, and you will get selectors that can only allow you to choose like normal non-D&D heroes. And when it comes to spending your oracle coins, you should prioritize the D&D hero, especially the really good one like Dahlia. The next hero I want to talk about is Schrödinger. So she has some chance to dodge attack and she will gain defense. So she's a really strong defensive hero, which makes her like we don't know exactly how her ability work. Is basically like a cat in the box. Like there's a percentage chance on top of dodge, which is already a percentage chance, and they have a different ability. So it's I don't understand how her ability work, but judging from experience, we know that she can function as a mini Elmer. So if you don't have Elmer and you don't have the new hero Ra, and you still want to have a hero that can combo with the Undying Shield, you can use Schrödinger. And on top of this, I think her synergy is really good. She's a Glorian and Phantom. She's the only Phantom unit in Glorian, but in the Valky Coliseum or World Arena, sometimes you want to build a Phantom team, and in the Phantom team, you want to have some Glorian heroes for the control immunity. So, so what you can do is first uh, you have Schrödinger, and then you can change the Valkyrie Mastery synergy into Glorian and Phantom. This way, you can get three Glorians with only Schrödinger and Victoria or Cleopatra. Okay, next let's talk about the new hero this season, Snow White. So Snow White has an unique active ability where she deals magic damage to all female enemies, same with her active skill. And if there's no female enemy present, she attacks the enemy in the opposite position. This is really good. First, there's a floor, like even if there's no female enemies, she won't deal zero damage. Second, there's actually a lot of female heroes in this game, in case you didn't notice. There are actually many of complaints that they are not adding male heroes in this game. So yeah, her two active abilities are gonna be above average in my opinion. And her passive is also really interesting. After Snow White takes action, she has a chance to make two female enemies attack each other with basic attack. This could be really good because if you are fighting enemies that are stronger than you, then having two enemies attack each other is gonna be better than you dealing damage to the enemy. But her second passive is a little bit underwhelming, if you ask me, because when Snow White's HP dropped below 30%, she enters Dark Form, and Dark Form is only increased damage by 100%. So this ability first is gonna be really hard to trigger because you cannot control when you fall below 30%. The enemy can one-shot you, or they will never touch Snow White and first kill all her allies. So you cannot control that. Currently, my idea is taking advantage of the Monarch synergy because if you have 4 Monarch, ally unit will not take damage exceeding 40% of their max HP. So if Snow White takes damage 2 times, then she will be at 20% HP, and that will trigger her Dark Form. And Monarch will already have damage boost based on the lost HP, and this will scale with the Dark Form of Snow White, and that's gonna be pretty good, but it's really hard to trigger, and Snow White is not a Monarch herself, so it's really difficult to take advantage of this ability. But I still think she's gonna have some use cases because her first passive is okay, and she's a Doomsayer, and Doomsayer will always have some utility in the seasonal format because in the seasonal format they still haven't changed this. After certain level, your artifact bonus will grant your whole team reflect rate increase by 100%, which means that the Doomsday synergy damage will be really high. So yeah, that's Snow White. But before you start to uh, do summon for Snow White, I think there's something you can do that can maximize your result. So, we are having this challenger's journey going on, and in the phase one, which is already passed, you can get points by obtaining D&D heroes as well as Snow White. If you get Snow White during the challenger's journey, get you can get points. But we know that next week there will be another challenger's journey. So this is next week. So Ra will come to Oracle, Othrico, and there will be another heroes assembly, which means that if you have Snow White's shard, you should not fuse them. You should save them until next week to get more points in the heroes assembly. Unfortunately, I only realized this after I fused one of her shard and got one copy of her in the synergy summon. So yeah, I think Snow White will have her use cases among all the non-royal heroes, and she's definitely better than the movie. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.